in the right angle triangle, we have three sides. The three sides are the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is the longest side in the right angle triangle, and the hypotenuse is this side, which is opposite to the right angle. This side is the hypotenuse. And we have other two sides. They are called the two sides of the right angle. So here the right angle is B, and the two sides are AB and BC. They are the two sides of the right angle. Sine, what is the meaning of sine? Sine is a ratio. Sine is a ratio. A ratio between the opposite and the hypotenuse. So if we are talking about sine C, so sine C is equal to opposite. The opposite is AB. Here, I'm talking about angle C. So the opposite is AB. This side is the opposite in this case. And the hypotenuse is AC. And if we are talking about angle A, what is the sine A? The opposite to A. Which side is opposite to A? This side here is opposite to A, which is BC. As you see here, the opposite has been changed. The opposite depends on the angle. This triangle here, if we are talking about this angle, so which side is the opposite? This side is the opposite. This is the opposite side. And if we are talking about this angle here, this angle here, which side is the opposite? This side is the opposite. This side is the opposite to the angle. And the hypotenuse in both cases is the same. This is the hypotenuse, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay? In this triangle here, we have a right angle triangle. And here, this triangle is right at B. This side is 3, and this side is 4. And I want to get sine C. So to get sine C, sine is the opposite over hypotenuse. So what is the length of the opposite side? The opposite side is 3. That's the opposite. I'm talking about angle C. So the opposite here, the opposite to C is AB. Okay. And what is the length of the hypotenuse? Can you get the hypotenuse, Omar?
5.
5 by using Pythagoras. It's AC to the power of 2 is equal to 3 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 2. So AC to the power of 2 equals 9 plus 16, 25. So AC is equal to the square root of 25, which is 5 centimeters. So sine C is the opposite 3 over 5. That's sine C. Amar, what if I asked you about sine A?
BC over AC.
So what is the length of BC? Because I'm talking about angle A. So the opposite is going to be changed. Here it's the opposite side. So the opposite side is what?
BC.
It's 4 over what?
5.
Over 5. That's right. Now let's go to another ratio in the right angle triangle. Is called cosine. Cosine is a ratio between the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So what is the cosine? Cosine simply is a ratio. Cosine simply is a ratio. Is a ratio between what? Between adjacent and the hypotenuse. Cosine is a ratio between what? The adjacent and the hypotenuse. So here is the triangle. This is the right angled triangle. This triangle is right at B, the right in Y, sorry. And here we have angles. They are the two acute angles X and Z. If I ask about cosine Z, so I'm talking now about angle Z here. So determine the angle well. Which side is the adjacent? This side is the adjacent side. And xy here in this case is the opposite. And xz is the hypotenuse. This with respect to angle Z. We have the opposite side, the adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. Okay. If this side is 5 centimeters and this side is 13 centimeters, I want to get cosine Z. What is the cosine Z? So here we need to get ZY. What is the length of ZY? Can you get it? Yes, you can do it.
تمام 15 power 2 minus 5 power 2 equal
Great, lovely. So 13 to the power of 2 minus 5 to the power of 2. 13 is 169 minus 25. So it's 144. What is the square root of 144? It's 12. So ZY equals 12 centimeters. So what is the cosine Z in this case? The adjacent side, this side is the adjacent, is 12. And the hypotenuse equals what? 13. So we have studied till now, we have studied sine, and we have studied cosine.
Yeah.
The third ratio we are going to study, it's tan. What is tan? Tan is a ratio. Tan is a ratio between two sides. The two sides are opposite and adjacent. So tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Do you with me?
Yeah.
So here's the right angled triangle. This angle is right. Okay.
B, C.
And if I ask you about tan C.
AB over CP.
Great. Lovely. So here, the opposite. Here is AB. This side is the opposite. I'm talking about angle C. So AB is the opposite to C. AB is the opposite to C. And BC is the adjacent.
طب معلش ثانية واحدة بس يا مستر هدخل
Okay.
واطلع تاني
And
عشان
this is the hypotenuse. So tan C is the opposite AB over adjacent BC. So let's take a triangle like this one and be sure that the triangle is right. Here, the triangle is right here. And here it's X, Y, Z. And I want to get tan X. And we have sides here, let's say 25 centimeters. And here it's 20 centimeters. Find the tan X. So determine the angle. Here it's the angle. I'm talking about angle X. Okay. I want to get the ratio between the opposite. This side is the opposite. And this side is the adjacent. Okay. So tan X 20 over adjacent. This side here in this case is the adjacent. The adjacent side is the neighbor side to the angle X. This side here is the adjacent to X, and this side is the opposite. Why I sit here in the previous example that AB is the opposite? Because I was talking about angle C. Okay, so the opposite to C is AB, this side is the opposite, and this side is the adjacent. Here I'm talking about angle X. So the opposite is ZY and the adjacent is XY. So how can we get XY? By using Pythagoras. So XY to the power of 2 equals what? 25 to the power of 2 minus 20 to the power of 2. 625 minus 400. It will be what? 225. So XY is equal to the square root of 225 is equal to what? 15. So this side is 15. I want to get 10x, so 10x is the opposite. So the opposite is 20 over 15. We can simplify dividing by 5, top and bottom. So divided by 5, 4, and divided by 5, 3. That's 10x. Okay? So to remember these ratios, we have to remember this word. So, SOHCAHTOA. What is that? SOHCAHTOA is a word just to remember these ratios. S stands for sine. O stands for the opposite. H is the hypotenuse. And CAHTOA. C stands for cosine. A stands for adjacent. And H is the hypotenuse. TOA, T stands for tan. O is the opposite and A is the adjacent. So CAHTOA. CAHTOA. So sine, opposite, hypotenuse. Cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse. Tan, opposite, adjacent. Okay?
Okay.
So here we have a triangle, like this triangle. It's an each one, and side is 3 centimeters, and this side 4 centimeters, and this side is 5 centimeters. What is 10x? 10x equals what?
Opposite over adjacent.
Is equal to what?
4 over 3.
Great.
No.
What is 10z?
3 over 4.
3 over 4. Great. What do you notice?
It's flipped into the multiplicative inverse.
Yes, they switch it off. That's right. Okay, 4 over 3 and 3 over 4. So here, x and z are two complementary angles. Do you know the meaning of complementary?
Their sum equals 90.
That's right, they add up to 90. So if x and z are two complementary angles, so 10x is equal to what? Is equal to the opposite or the reciprocal of 10z. 10x is equal 1 over 10z. Do you with me? Or we can say that 10x multiplied by 10z in this case is equal to what? 1. Do you know why? They are two complementary angles. So if A in general and B are two complementary angles without drawing triangles, are two complementary angles. Okay. So 10A multiplied by 10B equals what? 1.
1.
Okay. 10A multiplied by 10B equals 1. Here I'm going to draw another triangle. Stay tuned with me. This is the triangle, the same one. Okay, here A, B, and C. This angle is right. And angle A and angle C are two complementary angles. Why? I said complementary, they add up to 180. So angle A, angle C are two complementary angles. Do you with me? Complementary means add up to what? 90. And I'm going to write length here, but length 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and this side 5 centimeters. I wanna get sine A. So what is sine A?
4 over 3.
What is sine A?
أيوه 4 over 3.
Sine
Sorry.
opposite over hypotenuse. So CAHTOA, opposite over hypotenuse. So what is the opposite to A? This side is the opposite to A. So it's 4. And what is the hypotenuse?
5.
5. Do you with me? Do you understand?
Yeah.
I want to get cosine C. What is the cosine C?
3 over 4.
Cosine, that's angle C. Here.
3 over 5.
What is the cosine? Cosine is the adjacent. This side is the adjacent to C. This side is the adjacent. Cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. I'm talking about angle C. So cosine C equals what?
4/5.
What do you notice?
They are
We
equal.
observe that sine A is the same as cosine C. They are the same. Here, sine A, once again, let's analyze it. Sine A, sine is the opposite. So the opposite to A is 4, and the hypotenuse is 5. And cosine C, cosine is the adjacent. I'm talking about angle C. So cosine C is the adjacent over the hypotenuse 4/5. So we discovered that if we have two complementary angles, like angle A and C, complementary angles, so sine A is the same as cosine C.
C.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's take another example. Here, we have a triangle ABC. Okay? And this side here, let's take sides like 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And I want to get, in this case, sine C and cosine A. Can you find the sine C and cosine A?
Sine A equals opposite over hypotenuse, which equals 4/5. And since they are complementary, so sine A equal cosine B equals 4/5.
Here, why did you say B? I said sine C. Look at C well. Look at C well.
3/5.
So sine C, sine is equal to what? Opposite over hypotenuse. So sine C is 3/5. What about cosine A? That's cosine A. I'm talking about angle A. But I want to get cosine, not sine. Cosine A is the adjacent, and this side is the adjacent to A. So cosine A equals what?
3/5.
3/5. So angle A and angle C, A and C are two complementary angles. So sine A is equal to cosine C, and sine C is equal to cosine A. That's it. Okay. So in general, if X and Y are two complementary angles, So sine X equals what? Sine X equals what?
Cosine Y.
Cosine Y. Great, lovely. And sine Y, in general, without drawing a triangle, sine Y equals what?
Cosine X.
Great. Excellent. Okay. If sine, or this sine 20, the angle is 20, equals the cosine angle what? What is the angle must be written here?
70.
70. Great. Because I said sine equals the cosine. If we have sine equals the cosine, that means the two angles here add up to what? 90. Or they must be two complementary angles, as we have explained before. So sine 20 is equal to cosine what? Cosine 70. Well done. And sine 1 equals the cosine what?
89.
89. Great. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Here in this triangle is an isosceles triangle. The two sides are equal here. AB is equal to C. And this side is 13, and this side here, the base is 10. And I want to get sine B. To find sine, cosine, or tan, you must have a right-angled triangle. we must have a right-angled triangle. And here in this case, we don't have a right-angled triangle. So we are going to construct a construction just to draw perpendicular from A to BC. Here we have a right-angled triangle. This angle here is right because I've drawn a right. So here this triangle, from this triangle, we can get cosine B. We can get sine B. We can get tan B. Do you know why? Because we have right-angled triangle. We have studied before that the perpendicular drawn from the base, from the vertex angle to the base, bisects the base. So this base is going to be what? 5 and 5. So the length here is 5 centimeters. And how can we get sine B? Sine B is the opposite, and this side here is the opposite, in this case, opposite to B. This side here is the opposite. So sine equals opposite, it's AD, over hypotenuse, it's AB. Do you know? I'm talking about this triangle. It's ABD. This is the angle I want to get. It's a sine. So this side is the opposite, this side opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So how can we get AD? By using Pythagoras. So AD, this side is 13, and this side is 5. How can we get AD? Equals what?
13 power 2 minus 5 power 2.
Yes. So AD to the power of 2 equals 13 to the power of 2 minus 5, it will be 144. So AD is equal to what? 12. So sine is opposite, it's 12 over 13. That's it. We have an isosceles trapezium. This side is 5 and this side is 5, 4, and 12. And I want to get cosine B. To get cosine B, we must have a right-angled triangle. So in this case, we are going to construct two perpendiculars from A and D. So I have constructed two perpendicular lines from A and from D. This angle here is right, and this angle here is right. You know, this is a rectangle. Do you know why? Because this side is parallel to this side, and they are equal in length, and this angle is right, and here they are parallel. So this shape is a rectangle. Because this side is 4, so the opposite side is going to be 4 centimeters. And here, the two triangles here are congruent. Do you know? The two triangles here. This triangle and this triangle. They are two congruent triangles. Do you know? Why they are congruent triangles? Because here we have hypotenuse here, and here is the hypotenuse. They are equal. Okay, this side here is equal to this side, and this angle here is right, and this angle here is right, and this side here is equal to this side. So which case? R H S, and here R H S. So the two triangles are congruent. Okay, and from congruency, we will find that the length of this side is equal to the length of this side. And here this side is 12. This side is 12. So 12 minus 4 is 8, divided by 2, 4, and 4. You with me? The length here is 4, and the length here is 4. By using Pythagoras, this side is what? 3. So what is the cosine B? Cosine is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So it will be what? 4 over 5. Did you get it?
No. Sure.
Okay, this side here, this angle here is 90, and this is this is a trapezium. They are two parallel sides, and this side here is 6, and this side 9, and this side is 17, as you see here. And I want to get cosine C. Now, we couldn't get cosine C because we don't have a right-angled triangle. we need to create a right angle triangle. So we are going to construct what? Perpendicular from angle B. So this
تمام.
is the right angle triangle now. And from this triangle, we can get cosine. See, this angle here is right. And this shape is a rectangle. Okay, this side is 6. So this side is going to be 6. Here, this is 9. So the opposite side is 9. And after that, 17 minus 9 equals what? 17 minus 9 equals 6 centimeters. Do you with me?
Okay.
17 minus 9 is 8, sorry. This is 8 centimeters. So we have now a right angled triangle. So from this we can get cosine C. Cosine is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. I'm talking about this triangle. So this triangle 6, 8, and this is going to be 10 by using Pythagoras. I have explained it many times before. So cosine C in this case is equal to what? 8 over 10. Adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 4 over 5. What if I asked you about tan ACB, tan angle ACB? So look here at ACB. Here it's A,
B,
B, B, ACB, ACB.
okay.
Once again, here it's A, C, B. So here A, C, B. Okay, here A, C, B. Do you see it well? A, C, B. What is the tan ACB? Tan is equal to what? Tan is opposite
over adjacent.
this triangle here. Where is the opposite? The opposite
AB.
is 6. That's the opposite. So it's 6 over the adjacent. This is the adjacent. It's 17. Did you get it, Omar?
Mm.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this session. See you in the coming episodes. Goodbye.
Bye.